Welcome to Business Connection. I'm Liz Spencer. We have wonderful guests in studio today. We have Alan and Leanne Hoffman, and they are the owners of Oasis Senior Advisors. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
You have a very important service. Tell me a little bit about it.
Oasis Senior Advisors is a service to help people find independent living, assisted living, memory care communities when living at home is no longer safe.
I think you probably come in a very critical time where you find yourself, whether you're the child, I'm in this space, or whether you're one of the spouses and you're finding out that you need to go someplace else. And I didn't think I knew about your service. This is a great option that, I thought I would have to do it all myself. How do you help me? How does this start?
So the way it starts is we're a personal service.
Okay.
So we either start our communication on the phone. Mm-hmm. We can certainly go to your home, meet face to face. We identify exactly what your needs are, what you're looking for, what your financial concerns are, your geography, where you want to live, and then we help guide you through the entire process. And with Oasis, we have proprietary software. And what that does is that matches our clients with communities that they would be the best fit for.
That sounds wonderful. Now, I often think, why wouldn't I couldn't just hop on the internet and kind of do this myself and read through, somebody's website. Why is that probably not a good idea?
Well, Leanne already said that we're a personal service, so We'll schedule tours and we tour with you. You won't get that with the internet service.
Right.
With the internet, they also potentially will send you 5, 7, 10, maybe even more communities, and they'll share your contact information, which means you're going to get phone calls almost immediately. We don't share your contact information, so it's a much more manageable process. Less stressful, it's also quicker.
Well, and I guess, as we think about this part of life, it comes with a lot more expense than people are anticipating. And then the idea of having to add a service like yours on as an extra expense. So I guess it leads me to the question, how much does this cost?
Well, we're a free service, and of course everyone says nothing's free.
Right.
And in full disclosure, we get paid by the community upon placement of a client in their community.
Okay.
But we work independently of communities because we are not biased.
That's awesome. I also think it's interesting that I read that you're non-biased, but you also come with a lot of education. Tell me about your background, Leanne.
So I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for a long, long time.
Right.
And I'm still a practicing nurse, so I do that a few days a week. That keeps me up front and ready to know about things with people's situation. And it also provides that education, and it also provides the compassion and passion that you need when you're helping families through this very challenging time.
That's awesome.
I'm a certified senior advisor, which means I took a test, and I have ongoing continuing education and credit. And actually, for both of us as professionals, that is a requirement that we have ongoing CEs. So in addition to our experience, now that we've been doing this for 4.5 years, there's just ongoing education that never stops. And we're both passionate and interested in that.
Well, I think one of the biggest things that helps separate you from everybody else and doing it yourself is that you're in a very stressful time of life when I come to you, and I cannot always see what I need because I'm so emotionally attached, or maybe I'm the parent and I don't realize where I am. So you come in as that outside source that can lend so much clarity to the situation and help match a little bit better.
Absolutely. And people find us trustworthy, and that's really what you need through this process, is to be able to trust somebody that that you're looking out for their best interest. And that is our number one goal, is the best interest of the client and the families.
How do you guide the families through this situation? Because they may need to be prepared to go into more of an independent and then move on from there. How do you anticipate that, or do you come back and help them along the way?
During our initial phone conversation, and actually we can spend a couple hours on the phone with somebody initially, the more information we have, the better. But we will talk to them about the future. We talk to them about financial. We talk to them about current, what are called activities of daily living. And during that dialogue, we normally get a pretty good idea of what the future might look like. We don't predict, but we've got a lot of history after 4.5 years. And so we will walk people through the process. You know, do you think your parent might spend all their assets? If yes, then we talk about Medicaid. What about future care? If they don't have dementia, but there's a history of it, we might talk about a community that also offers dementia care. So through our discovery, by asking questions, we can kind of get a feel for where the family wants to go with care, geography, and financial.
Right. Well, and that's the key is all three of that. But the geography, how big of a reach do you have? I mean, what are your network-wise?
So we service all of Naperville and about 20 miles surrounding.
Okay.
If we have someone who needs to reach out of that area, we have other Oasis Senior Advisors that we work very closely with so that we can help people in every area.
Right, because it's sometimes, there are a lot of times that parents or that end up with close to a child. And lots of times that's here and other times it might be not. Talk to me a little bit about, so you help us get situated here. What if we need power of attorneys, or maybe you must discover a whole list of things as that family is walking through this chapter of life that you never thought of until you get there, because there's just no way to anticipate that.
Correct.
When we started this process, our focus was really on housing, but every client presents a new challenge, and so we did find it important to meet other professionals. So whereas home care or elder law, we don't do that, but we will refer people to people that we know and trust. And again, after being in this business for 4.5 years, we've built some relationships with other professionals, and we're happy to guide people in the right direction. If not us, we'll get you to somebody who can.
Correct.
That's so helpful because, again, you're in a trying time, and so once you build that trust, you kind of keep coming back. Do you, once you place that parent or that family member, do you go back and visit? I would imagine that would be very gratifying.
It's very gratifying. That's the best part of the job, when you go and they've moved to a place where they're happy. So we always like to go visit our clients once they move in, drop off something small for them, and make sure everything's going well. We often have families that continue to communicate with us and let us know how things are going. And that is really gratifying. Or if we're touring other clients and we see people we place there, they'll say hi and let us know that they're doing okay.
Well, yeah, because they've now come from that very stressful time to that happy time, and you all were a big part of that. If there's one tip that you might leave our viewing audience with, what would it be?
Well, don't wait.
Yes.
Often what I tell people is if they've called us and it's in your gut that you're troubled, you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're at work and you worry about your parents, you probably should give us a call. You may choose not to move, but there are solutions, and often just talking over the phone, not only do we guide you in the right direction, but we're also going to keep you away from the areas that aren't appropriate. So if your loved one needs some care right now, maybe independent living isn't appropriate, so we wouldn't take you that direction. So if it's in your gut, you probably should call us. We're free.
Right. Well, and it's a good first step. Some education often helps you get that next step figured out, and stopping by to meet you guys or calling you, I think, would be a great first step.
Absolutely.
Thank you for coming on and sharing with what you do. It's an important service, and it's free, and you're serving so many people in a really tough part of their life. So thank you so much for all that you do.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Liz.
We're going to be right back with more Business Connections. Stay tuned.